Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm Christine Josti of Mail Something Pretty, and I see that we already have someone on. Before I hopped on, Paula is watching from Ohio. Thanks, Paula. And I'm curious what you saw before I hopped on live. So tell me. I'm just curious. Tell me what you saw while you were waiting for me to hop on live. That would be awesome to know. So we are now doing our lives on YouTube, and so welcome all of you YouTube viewers. And if you want to be notified when I go live, it's every week at this time, but you can just click. I think underneath is that little bell icon, and you can just click that for notifications, and you'll get an email, as well as you might get notified through YouTube of when I go on. Hi, Kim. Great. So I think this is going to work out well. We'll do it live on YouTube, and then I will upload the replays, and you can still watch them on YouTube, but they'll also be on my Facebook channel, so you can kind of watch the replays in both places. All right, so we have a fun card to do. And Jill's here. Awesome, great. You all guys coming on. Um, I had club yesterday, and Sue brought this really I love it when they bring show and tell. So Sue brought a card that she made, and she's funny. She always she copies exactly what she saw, and it came up beautiful. And we all thought at club that this would be a good live project. So that's what we're doing. I have one that will be similar to Sue's, and then one that is I just kind of did it on my own with old paper because I didn't have. You'll see, I didn't have any paper that goes with the dinosaur set. So okay, so let me switch on over. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Um, so actually, some of the products I'm using are current, but they're not in the catalog. They are in the online exclusives section of the store. So I know it gets confusing. We had a conversation about this at club. If you're ever in doubt and you want to look for something on the store, and you can just go to mailsomethingpretty.com/shop. That will bring you straight to the store. There's in your screen you have a search bar, and they're usually in the top right button. Just search anything that you're looking for and it will come up. For instance, we're going to use the dinosaur set. We're going to use this set in a minute. And this is current, but it's not in the catalog. And so a lot of the products they rolled over are still current, but they're not shown in the catalog. So it gets a little confusing. So even if you don't know the name of the stuff, you could just type in like dinosaurs and it should come up, or cake, so just utilize that search bar button, and it will come on. Perfect. And Debbie's here too. Hello. Okay, so this card, let me move this over, is great for many reasons. So this is old paper, and I say use up that stash. So it just uses, like, for the pattern paper, one big size and a little strip, so everyone has kind of paper. But then when you open it up, so it's called a matchbook card, but then it has a pop-up. So kind of like those matchbooks, and I've done that with tea. So, this part slides under like a matchbook, and it opens up, and you have this pop-up element. So I decided to use the dinosaurs. So I just kind of matched the new with the old. And so I didn't have much paper that was like kid-like, that would work, but I thought that that worked. And you'll see the other paper that I'm going to use too. I'm going to make, excuse me, it's kind of a girly version, and I'll make a little boy version, but it doesn't matter for colors, but that's what I'm going to do. And I'm also going to make a birthday cake, more elegant version of this card. So it's kind of fun. So then this just slips under here, ripping out of the way. And there you go. And it fits right in an envelope. So that's what we're going to do. And this, I have the measurements all right here, and I will, so trying to figure out with the whole YouTube, Facebook thing. So for YouTube, I can't really post photographs, so I will post photographs of everything on my Facebook page, as well as a picture of the measurements there. But I'm just holding them up here in case you want to take a screenshot. And you can do that as well, or you can just press rewind on the replay, and you can do that. Okay. So we're going to make two. I'll start with one. And so this is the other paper, and you can kind of see it's Christmas paper. I loved this paper from a couple years ago, but it was so bright and cheery. We made lots of birthday cards with it too. All right, so my base is going to be lemon lime twist. just to go along with this paper. And I'm gonna put this over here, actually. Yeah, there we go. Put that there, move that over. Let's see. Will that still be in screen? There we go. I think we have it all in screen. So you could even zoom in and take a screenshot. Okay. We need our paper cutter. All right, so we're gonna start with the card base first. So that is 3 3/4 by 9 3/4. So you can get two bases out of one piece of cardstock, and then use scrap for the topper part, but I'm just gonna use one piece for all the elements. So what did I say? 3 3/4 by 9 3/4. Oh, I know what I started to say. This card, so Sue copied it from Sunny Day Stamping, and I think her name is Julie Baca, but I know it's Sunny Day Stamping. So that's, I took all her measurements, so I want to give her credit. And then she used different paper and stuff. All right, so 3 3/4 by 9 3/4, score it in half at 5 1/4. Actually, it's not scored in half. You're gonna see. So when you fold it, it's not in half. So it is scored at 5 1/4. And then I'm just gonna cut my top flap out of this piece. But if you had scrap, I would use that. So you could use this for a second piece. 4 1/4 by 2 1/2. So I'm just gonna cut the 2 1/2 here. And 4 1/4. And this gets scored in half at 1 1/4. Like that. So it's just a little topper. Okay. So for our pattern paper, so the front piece, the bigger piece, I'm going to use this one. I think a lot of times I have stripes go this way, but I think I'm going to have it go this way. Okay, so and that matters on how you cut it. So here, down here, the pattern paper is, the front is 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. So if I'm going to have it go in this direction, I'm going to cut 4 1/4 this way. And then, where did I go? 3 1/2. Yeah, a lot of times I have stripes go vertical, but this one was calling to me to go horizontal. So that's, we're going to put on here. My little topper piece. I didn't bring a pattern for the topper piece. Shoot. I forgot to get that. So let's see what, certainly not Christmas trees. If it was a Christmas one, darn it. We're going to use a solid piece. Because I have my stack of one piece of each color in case I ever need it. So this is that. Okay, so we're going to use Blueberry Bushel because it matches it. So normally I do a pattern piece, but I forgot it. All right, so that's going to be 4 by 1. So I'm just going to cut one. This was all remnants of this paper, and I don't think I had a kind of pattern left over that would match. And I think I was going to look in my other stash and then I forgot, but that's all right. This will work. That will work. Okay. And then the inside white, so what's going to go inside, is 3 1/2 by 9 1/4. So 3 1/2. I'm actually going to cut 2 of these because we're gonna finish a second card. So 3 1/2 by 9 1/4. You'll see the other pattern paper I have up here does not match. So that wasn't even a possibility. All right. Okay, so that I believe is all the cutting that we need to do. Oh, we need to score this. Actually, I lied. We need to cut more. Score at 5. But I am going to put it aside for a second. Score at 5 here, that aside, and score at 5 here. Okay, we're gonna put some pieces together and then we're gonna come back to our trimmer. Okay, so we have our card base in our insert. So that will go inside like that. We have our front, the pattern paper, and we have our little topper. And you could always, you don't have to do the same color as your base. I happen to do it, but you can make it any color you want. And then our little strip that will go like that. So I'm going to just first glue on my strip. And if I had an embossing folder up here, which I don't think I do, I would have embossed this just to give it a little texture, but actually I'm going to put ribbon on top of it. So it's fine. Okay, so that goes like that. And this is just going to go glued like that. I really did love this paper. I don't remember what it was called, but I did love it. Okay, so that goes like that. So you can kind of see there's the outside, and then we're going to create the inside. So actually I can glue this right now. So what I'm going to do is just put a strip or a line of glue along that, and I'm just going to, I have it folded, so just going to abut this right up to that fold. Kind of paying attention to make it even as best I can on both sides. Make sure I can close it. All right, so that is our base right there. Okay, so now we are going to, we need to cut this. So if I open this one up again, can you, yeah, you can kind of see how there's that little cutout piece here. So that's what we need to cut and create so that we can attach whatever pop-up element we have to that piece. So I'm just gonna, this is our piece and it will open up this way, but I'm gonna flip it upside down so that the folded edge is on the top of my trimmer. And I'm going to cut my blade up here. So there's a ruler on your trimmer, and so we're going to use the ruler right here. So I'm going to put the edge of the paper over at 1.5 inches. And my blade's going to be on the top. And I'm going to pull my blade down until I get to that 3/4 inch mark. And you can see, hopefully, there's a little on this trimmer anyways, there's a line of the center. So I know where that blade is. And I lined it up right here with that 3/4 inch. And so it made this cut right here. So I'm going to do that again at 2 inches. Have it go right down to the 3/4. Don't move my paper. 3/4 inch and back. And so now I have those 2 slits like that. So if for some reason you're going to make a bigger card or you wanted a wider little attachment, so you just find the center of your paper, and for this one, and then just go over 1/4 inch, over and 1/4 inch, and that's where it gave me the 1/2 inch in the middle. So that's where you get that 1.5 and the 2. But if you wanted this to be wider, just find the middle and just figure out the width that you want, and then do 1/2 on one side, 1/2 on the other side. Does that make sense? Same thing if you had a wider card, or if you wanted your card to open up like this way, and so your paper, if it opened up that way, you'd figure out the center. But for this purposes, it works out at 1.5, and at 2 inches, you just cut down at 3/4 inches down. Hopefully that makes sense. And then when you open it up, you have this piece. You just want to poke that through. So when you fold it, that piece is this direction, and that rest goes that way. And you just kind of squeeze it, and so you have that little mechanism. And so we're going to attach our pop-up right to this little slit here. That makes sense? All right. Let me cut this one since where we're doing two. We'll do that again. So I have my folded edge. I'm going to go over to 1.5 inches. I'm going to take my blade and go down to 3/4 inches. I'm going to move it over to 2 inches and do the same thing. So we have that little slit. All right, so I'll put that aside because that's for the second card. So now we're not going to put it inside the card yet. Oh, goes this way. We're not going to put the card inside yet because we want to stamp before. It just makes it easier to stamp it now. While we have this, we can make it flat versus when it's in here and you have this in the way. So I'm actually going to make us very similar to the inside for this card. I don't know if it will stay open. All right, so I'm using that dinosaur set I showed you. I don't have many kids cards, so this will be good. I'll have kind of 2 kids cards on standby. And I just have them right here. I'm going to use black ink. And I'm going to I already have some of my dinosaurs kind of cut out. So which gives me an idea of how far down. You want to make sure it's down because there's some white still under in here. You just want to make sure you stamp down enough. And if you want another way of doing it, I already put my topper on, but you know that that edge right here, so you want to be stamping underneath that. Yeah, I want this one on the top. You're terrific. Oh, that's okay. So that's going to go down here. And then down here, I'm going to stamp, hope your birthday is dynamite. Like that. Okay, I have ink on my fingers. I'm trying to be careful. So I think we're done with that. Or actually, we're not, but that's right. So because I'm copying this one, I've already kind of designed it. I actually added some footprints. So I'm going to stamp those now. These ones I did kind of stamp in the card, but it's better to do it before you glue it all together. All right, what are you guys thinking? Do you like this pop-up matchbook card? It's not, it's kind of an easy one. Let's see, I want my footsteps. These footsteps are going to go this way. And these ones are going to have go in this direction. Okay. And we are going to, I'll just show you that these dinosaurs are they're fun. So I'm going to stamp one and cut it. So you can, this is a good set for coloring, but if you don't want to color, just stamp it on colored cardstock and you have like instant colored dinosaurs already. You could even take some markers if you wanted to color in the little spots or the, I don't know what these are called, horns. I don't know anything about dinosaurs. You could color those in, but I just left them plain and I think they're fine. Or you could stamp them on white paper and color them in with either pencils or blends. Kind of nice you have the choices. All right, so you have all these dies, which are, you have all sorts of dies in here that go with outline for all of the images here. And then plus a couple extras. So I'm going to just grab this outline for this dinosaur. I'm going to do it this way so I can see what I'm doing. I'll line it up. It's a pretty easy one because it's just an outline. You don't have to worry too much, except for when you move it. All right, here we go. So there is our pool party dinosaur. And I already have the other ones cut out. Okay, so now you can either put all your characters together here, or we can put it in the card, which I'm going to do, and then we can assemble it. So all the stamping's done. The ink has dried, and so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to fold this in half. I'm going to put glue what's going to be on the top part first, and make sure that, this part is folded in. And then I'm going to put this fold against this fold. Paying attention to my sides here, but I want to make sure that the folds are touching. Okay, so it's like that. Then I put glue on this part all around the outline. I'm just going to close that. Give it a good press. And I can feel that little bump. That's all right. So then when you open it, that's already there because we didn't glue it down. So now we have a section to attach our pieces. So I already cut out, there's this little kind of grass piece, and I cut some out already because I need something to help me attach these guys. So this is a 1/2 inch. And if I was just going to put one dinosaur in here, I could attach him right straight to here and you wouldn't see it. And that would be fine. And that would look very cute with just one. But if I want to attach, like, say, a couple, I wanted these two guys on here. This one, it's one of it's exposed, but two, I'm not attaching my dinosaurs to anything. So I need a strip. So on here, her directions recommended if you needed an optional strip to attach a focal point, you could make it 2.5 by 1.25. So if you had, no, you could attach like a pretty strip and then attach what you want. But I'm going to just I'm going to attach these 3 grasses here. So I'm going to attach this one on the top. Just a little glue because I've already made one that I had glue everywhere. And it got very sticky. So I just attached that one to the top. And then these two, I'm going to attach right below it. So you won't see that tab. So just a little bit of glue. That's going to go in the middle. And a little bit of glue. And that's going to go right here. I'll give this a minute to dry. But see, now it looks like, one piece. So we'll let those dry first. Actually, we're going to let those dry. Let's just work with our other card. So I've already put some of the pieces together. I did this pretty paper and I already did the topper on here, but I need to attach that white that we already cut. So remember, we have to poke this through and have it fold opposite like that. Just like that. We're going to stamp. This one is going to be elegant. So we're going to not use the dinosaurs. We're going to stamp birthday wishes. like right there. And Pretty in Pink, which is an in color from last year. It was a color that was brought back. It's a pretty pink. Ooh, I didn't do the best job. I'm just gonna leave it. Okay. So if I needed a strip, you could just attach a pretty strip. But this piece, let's move our dinosaurs out of the way. So this paper, it's beautiful. It's called Wildflower Birthday. This is also still current, but not in the catalog. So you could just type in birthday if you're looking and then sort through all the birthdays till you find it. But it is called Wildflower Birthday. And you have, let's see, I've used some of the pieces already, but you have it's just pretty gold foil. And the stamp set that goes with it is also still available. I mean, that birthday cake is beautiful. Then you have patterns on the other side, but you get these cutouts. And I always stumble on how you pronounce it. The ephemera, efferent. I don't even gonna say it right. But look at this cake. So that's what we're gonna use. We're gonna use the cake and the banner, and we'll see if we add anything else. I mean, this cupcake, it's beautiful. I mean, that would look really pretty. It's really nice. So that is still available. I think I'm gonna put that. I just want to make sure let it there and it doesn't get covered up. Oh shoot. All right, that's okay. Look what I did. Don't do this. I stamped it on the long side versus the short side, but it's not gonna fit in my card. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip it over, poke this way. I'll get my second chance of stamping because I smudged it. So it has to go this way. So remember that the shorter is on the bottom. This will get, you won't even see it. Oops. Okay, so let's try that again. You guys didn't tell me there was stamping on the wrong side. All right. Birthday wishes. Much better stamping. All right. Whew. Okay, that's why we stamp first too. Okay, so the pedestal is almost as wide as my little insert here. So I'm just gonna use it like that because you really can't see through it. I mean, you can see through it rather. So I'm not gonna worry about that. But if I wanted, I could cut a little strip of paper to attach it like we did with the dinosaur one, but I think we're gonna be okay on this one. But what I was testing was to see where I have to make sure it stays within the card for the envelope sake. I think we'll do it right there, and then we can kind of see it. This one I'm kind of copying. She did a similar card. What was it? Sunny Day Stamping. And also Sue, who was inspiring me for this one. You know what? We're gonna actually glue this in first. All right, I'm gonna leave that there. So we're gonna glue this in first. So we're gonna glue that in first like that. So I'll flip it over, hide our mistake. I'm gonna put the fold to the fold. And then I'll put glue on this part. Ooh, I almost went too high. Close that. I like to do it that way versus just trying to stand it up because then I know it closes shut so it'll fit in the envelope. Okay, now I'm gonna use tweezers to pick this up because I have glue on it. We're going to angle it. Oh, actually, you know what? It can go over a little bit because, there we go. Because the envelope is not going to that. So we're good. I am gonna flip this over and just trim this little piece off. Okay. And now we can attach our pedestal like that. Just, I don't know if you can see, I don't know if you can see it, tiny bits of glue because you don't want it oozing out because then your card will stick shut. All right, let me squeeze it with my tweezers. And then I don't know if I have anything in my, this is just a half sheet because it was part of my paper share from last year. I don't know if I have anything to attach on it. You want a flower? How about we put a little flower on our cake just for something else? Okay. So when we open it up, the cake pops out like that. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry before we put it all together. So now we can go back to our dinosaurs because that is dry. And we need, should be, oh, here we go. So what I'm gonna do on this one is I'm gonna kind of make it 3D even more. So I'm gonna put one dinosaur flush to the back of the card. So I'm just gonna glue him straight to the back, flat, like that. And then this one, if I didn't close that, I could have even tucked it under the grass, but this one's gonna go on front, and this one is gonna go behind. So it gives me that kind of that 3D look. So I'm just gonna put glue on the front paws here, because I don't want it underneath. Like that. Oh, maybe I didn't put enough glue. Whole thing fell off. Give it a good pinch. Tiny bit of glue there. And this one, I'm actually gonna put in between. I could, oh, you know what? I can even raise them. You can put them wherever you want. I think on this one, it was over a little bit more. Okay. I'm gonna put a little glue there and put the underneath here. Do you see what I did there? There's some glue oozing out, and that's not good. But I'm going to wipe that off with my fingers. And let it dry. Okay. So there we go. So now I'll go back to this one. Nope, not that one. We'll go back to this one. Let that dry. And we're gonna just add some ribbon. So our ribbon, this is actually current. Goes with one of the new sweets. It's just called gold striped. Oh, just gold striped. Sorry, I was reading the next line and that was in a different language. So here's a trick for your ribbon. I'm gonna flip this over to the back because we're wrapping it all the way around. I'm going to use my tear and tape. Have you guys ever done this before? Just put right in the middle, just a piece of tear and tape right there. Peel that off. And then, oh, I should have measured it. You need like 22 or 24 inches. We're gonna guess because I don't have a ruler. This is gonna attach so it doesn't slip, but it just stays attached so that, well, they don't really need to untie it to open up their card, but they might in case they don't know how to open up the card, but so that way the ribbon will at least stay attached. Make a little bow. There we go. And then I'm just gonna trim like that. So that makes it also elegant, but I thought the gold matched nice. So then when they open up the card and they get this awesome cake. Oh, I'm glad you like the card. All right, so, and then that just slips right in there. You just have to bend it a little bit to get it in there, but they'll probably leave it out like that. That's what I would do. Just leave it out like that. You see it on camera? Kind of. Okay, so let's finish up our dinosaur. So, yep, I got the glue off, so we're good. So we're gonna close that. We're gonna do the same thing with our ribbon. So I'm gonna put some tear and tape on the back. Take that off. So this ribbon, I loved this ribbon. It's old, but it matches the lemon lime twist. So what I'm gonna do, because it's thin, let's see, I'm gonna make this one, we're gonna wrap it around double. So I'm using a lot of ribbon on this one. So that attached to the back there. I'm gonna wrap it around. I'm gonna make sure that this goes on the other part because the tear and tape is thicker than my ribbon. If you want, straighten it out. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna actually put it underneath. Let's see. There we go. Just easier to me to spin it around. Trim it. I'll probably use too much, but it's all right. So then I may fiddle with that a little bit later. But you get the idea. And I love how it looks like a present. And then when they open it up, and you could even put something. I knew I had an extra. Yeah. You could even put something on the front if you wanted to. Or you can leave it plain. And that's what's nice because you can just use up scrap paper. You open it up and you get the fun dinosaurs. So that is, show you this one too, the Pop Up Matchbook Card. So I hope you like it. Oop. I hope you like it. And then we close them up. They're kind of pretty, but plainer because all the fun's on the inside. All right. So let me pitch the right pick. There we go. Couldn't find my right button. So that's what I have for you today, the pop-up matchbook card. And that was inspired by Sue, who got inspired by Sunny Day Stamping. And I love to use ideas. I love to share ideas. You don't have to always use your own original idea. You can just kind of use someone else's and either do it exactly or copy it and tweak it. And that's what I like to do. So thank you very much. So I just wanted to say if I have a special, I guess you call it. If you place an order with me during the month of May, you will get an invite to an exclusive Facebook group. And it's called the Fast Action Takers, just because I want people to kind of take action in May for the new catalog or the new online exclusives products. So, and it's a short term Facebook group. It's just be stuff in it from May and June. And it's an interactive group that people are talking, and I'll be I'll add some exclusive tutorials and some lives and some extra bonus stuff in there. So if anyone places an order with me in May, I will send you an invite for that Facebook group. Okay, So thank you, Margaret and Lainey and Debbie and Jill and Kim and Paula for watching live, and anyone else who's watching live that didn't comment. All of you who are watching the replay, thank you. And definitely leave a comment. I'll get back to you if you have questions or you need some answers on anything. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Bye bye.